Now, sports from the First National Bank Sports Desk. First National Bank of North Platte, the bank to think of first.
A new football coach is needed once again at Gering High School. It became the hot button topic on Saturday afternoon. Gering once again in the market for a head football coach. Gering Activities Director Glen Koski on Saturday announced that Josh Hiatt had been in effect fired, saying he'd been released from his position as head football coach. I caught up with Mr. Koski this morning to ask him why the change was necessary.
Well, obviously that's not something that I can really discuss. Obviously it's a personnel issue, and those issues we really can't discuss publicly. But we do know we need to start our process immediately to find a new coach, since we have let Coach Hyatt go, and we need to do that immediately, and we're going to start trying to find us a coach to come in and work with our kids. And obviously it's important that we have a successful program in the community, and it's important to the community in the area that happens. So we're going to try and get started on that as soon as we can.
Now, you heard Koski say, since letting Coach Hiatt go. I spoke with Josh Hiatt this morning as well. I asked him if he had planned on returning for a third season, and then he also kind of wanted to just add an overall statement now that this direction had been decided upon.
As the end of this season, I was still planning on continuing, so it wasn't my decision to get out. I'm not gonna fight what the decision was. But I was planning on building into the next year and seeing what we could continue to build. After the administration's made their decision to go in a different direction, all I want to get out to my players and the kids in the area is, I cared for the players here at Gering, and I really had a good time coaching them and developing. I felt like we accomplished some good things in our football program, and I'm looking forward to whatever God has for us on the next in the next adventure. We're just going to, my family and I are very good, heavy believers in Christ, and we're going to wait for His word and follow what He wants us to do, and then go from there in our next adventure.
Coach Hiatt finished just 1-17 in his 2 seasons in charge, but Gering's struggles go back much further than that. They've won just 3 games since September of 2013. After winning just 2 games in 3 years, Todd Eckert left for the head job at Beatrice High School, and before that, Jimmy Rhodes had a winless campaign. What is Koski looking for in the next head coach for the Bulldog football team?
Well, from obviously a head coaching standpoint, we need to try to find someone that has a pretty strong background as far as having some head coaching experience. That would be the ideal situation. Preferably at a school that's maybe similar in size or potentially smaller, just depends upon the kind of success they've had and so forth. But we would like to bring in coaches that's had some success in the past and taken a program and maybe turned around a program that has struggled, and they've been able to build that program into a success.
The community of Gering wants a winning program. The school obviously would like a winning football team, and people in the region right here in the valley, they'd like to see Gering get back to respectability to start boosting up the sport in the region a little bit more. I guess the key question, how does that happen?
One of the biggest things we continue to talk about is being competitive, and that's really important to us, that we get back to where we're competing, and we're competing on a regular basis with any team across the state of Nebraska. So obviously we have to play a lot of teams towards the east end, central and east end of the state, and it's important that we're able to compete on a regular basis with those teams. So that's one of the big keys, is being able to bring a coach in that's going to develop that competitive attitude, and our kids have that. I think our kids have that competitive attitude, but it just needs to be developed.
Whoever takes the reins will be the 4th coach at Gering in the last 7 years. We had our first 2 KNEB.TV doubleheaders of the basketball season over the weekend at Gering, and we're going to be right back there tomorrow night for girls action only. A rivalry showdown with Scottsbluff taking on the Bulldogs. KNEB.TV plus radio coverage will get started at approximately 5:15. Tip-off slated for 5:30. That is the latest today from right here at the First National Bank TV Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell,